Wow. I love these fish. People ask me what's my favorite fish to catch. Well, you know what? There it is. I'm so happy right now. Hey mate, you want to go catch a barra or what?
Yeah.
Let's go get muddy, eh? Yeah, so later start this morning because I, after we finished at Faust yesterday and battled the Night of Noah, I forgot the keys to the trailer lock in the trailer. And they must have fallen out somewhere on the road on the way out back home. So yeah, this morning I woke up my neighbours with an angle grinder cutting locks off my trailer. So the late start this morning, 100% my fault. It's right, that happens. It's all good. Okay, we're gonna catch them, so it's all good. Thanks to the fresh to frightening winds that we got today, we decided to leave the boat at home, and I thought I'd come and show Rob some land-based barra. So getting into some swampy country, secret squirrel spot, and yeah, we'll go for a walk and see if we can find some barra. So you can see how the mullet's still going upstream. Like a nice quiet little bend like this, that'll create a bit of an eddy. Is always a good point to look for. And sometimes they'll just eat right at your feet. So anyways, white's a really good colour choice. 90% of your bait fish profile will have some element of white or silver in it. This one's gotten dirty in the bag, but and as you can see there, hopefully, like even in this dirty water, it's pretty tidal. We've got a big tide pushing in here at the moment. It's still visible. Plus the good thing with these HerculeZ, that big tail kicks out a lot of vibration, so the fish should be able to find it even in this dirty water. The cool thing about the HerculeZ is the weight that these guys come in. So this little 4-inch over here comes in at 22 grams, and that weight includes the plastic as well. The 5-inch one comes in at 37 grams, including the plastic as well, which is cool. For a small little bait, they're pretty heavy, so you can cast them really long distances. So if you're fishing at flighty fish or that sort of stuff, or you want to cover a lot of country in a deeper water column, yeah, definitely get into these guys. The other place that they're really handy as well is like today, as you can probably see, it's blowing in excess of 20 knots. The conditions are absolutely terrible. So if you want to make short little accurate casts, that weight there sort of pendulums your lure a lot straighter and more accurately. Just noticed further up the creek there's a couple of herons feeding off the bank there, so that's normally a good indication that there's a good bait source there. So we'll just keep trekking along here and go and check that out. There you go, great little saltwater fish, pinned right in the corner of the jaw, just where you want to hook him. Just literally teabag that little fish right in front of my feet. I tell you what, like walking banks like this, skinny creeks, catching fish like that doesn't get much more exciting than that. Right, the outfit that I like running for doing this sort of stuff is, strangely enough, a 7-foot rod. So this is a 7-foot heavy. This is 8 to 15 kilo rod, running 20-pound platypus braid on that, and then 60-pound leader. The reason I fish fairly heavy leader, and I've got a fairly long leader on too, is when I'm teabagging like this and they do wrap you around something, that leader is going to give you a much better abrasion resistance than the braid itself. So that carrier in there doesn't really matter to me. And I find that 20-pound braid casts a lot easier too when you're pitching and that sort of stuff right in close. Yeah, other than that, the Komodo reel, love these reels, super strong, good crank handle on them and really good drag out of them. So if you do need to lock something up and get them out of the snags and stuff, you can really turn fish pretty quickly on that. Yeah, so that's a short little rundown of the gear that I like running. Yeah, the main reason for the 7-foot rod is it is pretty open up around here. I've just had a barra buff off the top there. So you're not doing a lot of under scrub overhead casts. Croc country, saltwater, it's tidal, as you can see. So that 7-foot rod, if I'm teabagging the bank like that, I can still be a reasonable distance away from the side of the bank and still get right in there where I want to teabag that plastic. That looks like the shape of the croc head. When the tide's nice and full like this, like fish everything, like I'll go and teabag little spots like that over there. Like your fish will use that as a current break. You'd be surprised what happens sometimes if you just teabag a plastic around like that. Another thing to do when you walk in spots like this, obviously be croc wise and croc country, but try and walk quietly too. These fish aren't used to people walking up and down the banks, so especially if you're fishing so close to your feet, yeah, just try and sort of keep that noise down, because sometimes they'll be sitting right up against the bank. Oh, good crab hole down there, look at that. As you can see just over here, there's a nice little back eddy sort of pocket, and that's where you'd find Barra sitting in. Because they're lazy, they don't like sitting right in the current, so you won't fish like the middle of the creek, for argument's sake, like up in there sort of thing. They'll tuck in right up against the bank to try and get out of the current. That's where your bait fish is going to try and move into this little grassy floodplain too. So as the tide starts dropping in the next couple of hours, then all that bait's going to be sucked out, and that's where the Barra will be sitting and ambushing them as they come out. Great little ambush spot right there. It's right on that corner where it wraps around. You've got that mangrove tree there breaking the current up. Nice and deep. Just nose up right and close to the bank and just wait for my little stuff to come past. Have a look at this thing. I just teabagged this, literally just off my feet. We're finished filming, packed the cameras away, we're walking back to the car. Oh, just one little flick. Look at that, changed colour. That's a 50-pound hard armour leader in its mouth there. Like, textbook, you got no idea how happy I am. Got that on a Vinnie HerculeZ. Just changed colours from that white one for the walk back. And look at that. Just absolutely engulfed it. I had to thumb the spool, skull drag it out. Like I couldn't let it get anything. Like, wow. I love these fish. Oh, people ask me what's my favourite fish to catch. Well, you know what? There it is. I'm so happy right now. Oh, how good is that? Oh, the best part is you get to do this with them afterwards. Good girl.